after the drinking contest, the pepper drinking contest, they are lauded. They defeat the demon. Vaughn and his glowing companion, Raziel, fall over, and the Luna and Kiara are the victors of the drinking contest. Then they decide that they are going to try to scout out the area and locate the people that they need to find for the keys. The next part, I had them roll to blend into the crowd. So they could do like a persuasion or a performance or some other skill if they wanted to, convince me otherwise. And they're moving towards the courtesans, I believe.
Well, everyone else is drunk.
Oh, sweet.
All right. So would persuasion work, or would it just be charisma?
Well, I'm not going to roll better than that 20, so...
Nat 20.
Same! Twinsies!
Yay!
Okay. All right. I'm going to budget to use my perception to figure out what other people are doing and then act like them. So I rolled a dirty 20 with that. You're just like...
You keep on using prestidigitation to turn into water or something.
Oh. That's funny.
Oh, this fire is out of my water.
Kayanthi feels someone stand behind her and lean over and say, "Oh, I hate politics." It says Jin with a slightly more feminine voice and face. Her arms are strong. She has on a loose robe. Her high ponytail and bracers set off the look of one tough woman. Name's Fatima. What's yours?
I see. Then Kayanthi, I suppose, would just kind of tip her glass and said, "I'm Kayanthi. And yes, I understand why you might be not so particular towards politics. They tend to affect more than they should, I suppose, of our lives."
Well, Kayanthi, I can't expect... I was expecting a rising dawn monk here. Shared with them a few years. I'm older than I look.
Oh. Well, we all tend to travel and pop up, I suppose, wherever we must. I'm with my companions. They're rejoicing in their victory over their accomplishment over there. All right. Pointing at Ellie over there.
So what do you say? Want to go a few rounds in the ring? You can see a small dirt clearing in the distance, just over like a little fence. And it seems like they've actually been set up because there's a number of other Fae who are wrestling. But it's nothing serious, so...
Oh, okay, there you go. Thank you.
You want to fight? You want to wrestle?
Wrestle?
You touch his hands.
All right, sounds good. All right, Kayanthi's gonna hike up whatever skirt she's wearing and be like, "Well, I have been feeling a little rusty lately. Let's try this out, perhaps." Gesture for her to lead the way, and Kayanthi's gonna look over to her friends, being like, "Oh." All right, well, Kayanthi's gonna be a bit of flashy. She's just gonna do one of her, warm up. The poses she usually does when she's, preparing for bed or just waking up. Just to warm up, and...
Casual about
people
this.
If there's a
like,
ringside,
"Hey,
Kiara
just
wants to
like
sit by
wander
it.
in." Yeah. Do a little leg sweeps in, slow presser, whoa, and then a little empty poser if you're come at me or whatever. Not.
Don't forget to have fun and stretch out your quads. Kiara,
Yes, that's what's
are they
happening.
drunk now? Are Luna and Kiara and are they all just drunk now?
I mean, was it pepper or was it liquor?
Okay, so they're all just nursing ice cubes at this point and be like, "Oh,
Okay.
have fun."
All right, I got 23 for initiative. All right, going first, and because we only talked about being amongst stuff, we're only gonna do monk. Kansas gonna start out with monk stuff. So let's go ahead and just do an unarmed strike.
Alright, so Kayantha goes toe-to-toe with Fatima, opens up with a couple of unarmed strikes. Misses. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but Kristen pretty much always rolls low. She has the Wheaton curse. Then Fatina gets some strikes in. Afterwards, there is a round of stunning strikes.
Stun.
Okay, there we go. Thank you, because I always forget. deflect missiles, all this fun stuff.
Stunning strike. I think.
Where is it? Let's do like a little, like, I don't know, windmill kick. You know, kind of just do like a little flip, and then like one over to hit her, and then another backflip to hit her again. Like kick, kick, while still keeping my distance. Yeah, show off. Let's go.
I don't believe any of those landed, but following up after that, Kayanthi goes into a whirlwind kick, and they have an interesting bout, and Fatima calls it off because it's just supposed to be a sparring match, and basically says thanks for the match and I hope you enjoy the party, essentially. And the reason Kayanthi agreed to this was because one of the key holders was interested in the matches, so she thought she could utilize that in some way.
All right. Well, Kayanthe's gonna do her little bow. She sees where they're looking and just kind of, thank you for that fight. Kept me fresh. I appreciate that.
Kiara and Luna, of course, just woo! Side lines.
Yes.
Good
Still
job,
crying,
Dad.
Yeah.
So much pepper. Here, I got another icicle. Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Kayanthe, she got beat, man. Half health right now, whatever.
Ugh.
Ellie's icicle looks like one of those little cigars.
She's tough, yeah. She gotta go punch it.
Yeah. Kiara just takes a moment as she's like looking around, trying to keep an eye on where everyone is. Knows Ellie's somewhere, sees green. Ah, cool, excellent. Deirdre doesn't see the squirrel nearby, assumes that is
Okay,
probably
if we
just
can eat
Ellie.
that- Backlash.
Food. I think Kayanthe would be like, "Oh, let's go to the buffet." So
The
we
snack
need actual
table.
food, not just our rations, Okay, well, Kayanthe is just gonna gather herself a little sample plate, like all the little tiny hors d'oeuvres in a little circle. We're like, I don't know where this came from, but this one's from here, and she's just like, travel the world, gastrointestinally.
None of this looks familiar to Kiara, does it?
Probably not. No.
Also
I don't
gets the
think,
same.
I don't think it would be.
All right.
I grew up picking like some wild berries sometimes, and then also apples off my parents' trees. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, fruit.
I
I'll
don't
just
think.
yoink.
This is familiar.
I'm giving Aravan some of the good stuff I found. Like, here you go, try this.
Kiara's into all this new food. She's like having bites of each one. Can I make a perception or investigation check to see where Deirdre went and where Nualia is? If she's hasn't already like disengaged to start like poking through the place. Like, are they still there?
She looks around and sees that Nualia is nowhere to be seen. Aravan has actually caught the eye of one of the fiends and is awkwardly speaking to her. And Deirdre has just found a group of drow, or at least she's talking to Lord Karen, like specifically, and they're just she just seems to be having a ball. Like it looks like two people talking about similar interests and getting into like the nitty gritty.
It's
like
very drow to
theoretical stuff.
find like a common interest
So
and
she's
just go
fine.
on about it. Well, she's fine. Ellie's head's in a bubble and looks at Luna. You want to go find the key?
Yeah, we should probably go try to do that. I mean,
she's
we've
just
been here for a
herself.
little while, and
Just
I know we
like
got
a
5
nicer
days.
version of
but-
herself, because she's like, I'm fancy
Mhm.
enough to be invited to this.
Kara,
I'm
like-
fancy enough to be invited to this.
Kara's just like, I'll float in that direction, see if I could. Yeah. Well, she's fine. Ellie's head's in a bubble and looks at Luna. You want to go find the key?
Yeah, we should probably go try to do that. I mean, we've been here for a little while, and I know we got 5 days, but
Mm-hmm. And Kara's just like, I'll float in that direction, see if I could find a captain of the guard floating around something.
okay.
It's just an excuse to explore more of the party, honestly. You might pick that up or not. He'll leave it to Luna to be perceptive about it.
I'll just roll for it just for fun. I was thinking insight, and I got 10.
Yeah, as far as you can tell, Kiara is in 100% work mode. And then you notice that Kayanthi is not in sight. So you better look for her. And correction from before, Aravan has remained a squirrel. He's not a goose.
Kiara grabs one of the squirrels, whispers to it, and then just like, "Oh, go find Kathy." You.
It wasn't one of our squirrels, it was another one.
Surprise squeaking. She doesn't know which one she grabs. Squirrels look similar.
Grab it all, I'm sorry. Yay.
Sorry, Aravan. It's probably really startling to suddenly be like, snatched.
I think it was like mid-bite of something and I was trying to feed him.
Aww.
Nice buried his little paws.
Elia is the guard that we are looking for. If you and Cantha can work up something, since Ellie's elsewhere. Just key. Just like passes him back. Yeah. Key.
Okay.
Elia. That's one. Talking to new friend.
Okay, so
Short.
okay, so the idea is just to take the key from him. Do you think I mean it's 5 days. Will he notice it's gone after 5 days? After a day? After like 2 minutes? You know?
Actually, it might be a better idea to like do our heists like all at the same time, so that like
Yeah.
we can all like start communicating with each other.
Keep an eye on him.
Yeah, I don't think we can do it yet, so we'll just
We'll get into the positions. Yeah. I mean, the one that would probably be easiest to get fastest is maybe the one in the Queen's quarters. I don't know. She seems like she's going to be at the party for a while. Just to
that's
guess.
true, right? So I think we
Right.
should just keep in mind the name
The two
and
guards.
look for Fatima, because I don't think Fatima can really change your appearance too much, so maybe we'll be like, just keep an eye out.
So I'm going to go ahead and grab Luna and bring her to the... I'm going to float with Luna towards the direction of the courtesans. Yeah.
The snack table, you mean?
Yeah, snack table!
That's my
Hey.
favorite place at the party, yes.
Because I've actually been noticing over like the last 5 minutes that I don't know, I'm nodding off for some reason. But like you guys can keep partying.
Okay.
Like
Okay. Wrap
Yeah.
up Luna's little section, maybe.
So this next section has the party moving towards, or at least part of the party. I think it's Kayanthi, Kiara, and Luna moving towards the courtesan, which is where Queen Sabra keeps one of the keys. She kind of just likes to put it on the necks of her courtesans, and whichever one she fancies the most at that particular, hour is the person who gets to wear it. So they go to the courtesans, and they sort of like are just, humanoid drapery and ornaments. So, and the one with the key is this dancer, and she has this beautiful dark skin, and she has braided woolly hair, and she does this amazing athletic dancing. And then Luna is thinking, hey, I can go and, show off my own dance moves, and then maybe I can get in close to get the key.
I'll go
just
do that.
Ballet dance around him.
Yeah, ballet dance around.
You're just pirouetting across the floor, and then you like lean into a kneel and like, yes. That I just pull like a bookmark out of your brother's book, just be like power slide all the way through.
Yeah.
Bro.
What's up? That's cute. I love it.
Yeah, bruh. See that powerful slide? Bruh, power slide.
It helps you hug your breasts easier.
Yeah, bruh.
So next what follows is Luna does this sort of dance off with the courtesan, and the courtesan does a lot of hip-hop sort of jumping and leaping, and it's very different to them. They haven't really seen that before. And with the help of Aravan the squirrel, Luna manages to get close to the courtesan and procure the key from off of her without her noticing, and it was one heck of a sleight of hand. And Aravan the squirrel managed to help her by getting his little squirrel hands and undoing the knot. So then what happens is Queen Sabra, her voice, you hear Queen Sabra's voice chime in again. Everyone to the dance floor. The party begins to shuffle inward in a wild clump, everyone pushing into the grand hall of the large palatial tree. So they were in the courtyard in front of Sabra's sort of like welcome mat where she lounged, and then everyone goes and pushes inside behind that to the palace. Inside, multicolored lights illuminate the dance floor of polished, gorgeous wood. Intricate flower inlays curves across it and goes up the walls. Above you, water cascades into pools at each corner. There's a stage for Sabra at the back, and it's flanked on either side by winding staircases. To the west and east are tables full of food and drink. Face servants bustle in and out of staircases that lead to the underground, carrying plate after plate. Musicians start to warm up, and each guest is ushered in. Sabra flies to her stage and speaks loudly. Now, I know you probably have your dance cards full, but I like to mix it up. Pixies! A sea of pixies flies out and lands on every guest's shoulder, and then the pixies begin to glow a certain color. The first person you find with a matching pixie is your first partner. Kayle, you're paired with Kieran, a drow male, and he puts out his hand. He was introduced earlier as part of the Javed Confederacy. Don't worry, just follow my lead. It doesn't take much to make a beautiful woman shine.
Okay, so Country's like, oh, yes, of course. It just, takes his hand and follows through. I'm sure she's trained on how to dance, so not like too worried, I don't think.
Kiara, you follow your pixie to one of the smallest of the djinn, a short and mousy djinn with a short bob and a little bun. We match.
Aye, we do. Is she like at eye level, or is she shorter than me?
Yeah, she's shorter than me. Match. She smiles nervously. Oh, Fatima's a little upset she didn't get danced with her friend. She likes your blonde friend, but I'm your partner, and so she's a bit of a babbler. She's a bit nervous. I suppose I should lead.
Best if you do. Right. And so Kiara just sort of like puts her hand out like it's a handshake, but like, oh yeah, dancing, never mind.
Erevan gets paired with Delexia, a demoness with iron teeth. Her claws almost coil around him as he nervously takes a dancing position. Hi. Hello, little one. Are you not delicious? Oh, I assure you, I am not. Oh, but I love little shy boys like you. The quiet ones always hide a beast inside. What will it take to unlock yours? Erevan has no idea what to even do with that information. Luna, you look around and you see Cervantes Riva. He was from the drinking game, and he's also from the Arcanic Empire. And he walks over to you, extends his hand. And when he comes in, he says, just so you know, I got 2 left feet, but I can do a lot of dancing if you want me to. Basically, he's like, I'm clumsy, but I have energy.
No pressure.
Elia, you look and you see your dance partner. He is tall, thin, with black hair and a circlet around his head, flowing cape. You can't quite place him yet. He notices your matching pixies and walks over. And he's very tall compared to you. He's like looming over you at 6'2". Miss, it appears we match. Would you do me the honor of a dance?
You could like stand on his feet if you want.
You're like at eye level with abs, and you're just like, I see a black swath of clothing. Curtains.
Okay. So the next part is really significant because everyone's dancing. Ellie's feeling pretty awkward dancing with this guy who's tall, and then she realizes, oh gosh, this tall guy is the emperor of the Arcadic Empire. How do I royal out? And she tries to curtsy to like him and then also like everyone else, and then he politely says, you don't need to worry about that. And then she attempts to make any conversation with him and asks him if he likes berries, and he responds that he's fond of cherries. Then Ellie's spirit friends get excited, and they gesture at him, and he actually seems to notice that her spirit friends are active. And they say, "This is Elimaze. This is him." And Ellie says, "Are you Elimaze?" And then he stops and looks at her and says, How do you know that name? Who are you?" And then we end. Hello, this is Tiffany, your DM. Thank you so much for listening to Dungeon Damsels. We really appreciate all your support. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That really helps us out. And if you're interested, we also have a Patreon, as well as a podcast version of our show. You can find it on Spotify, TuneIn, Podcast, Podbean, and pretty much anywhere where podcasts are. Thank you again so much, and we hope to hear from you soon.